Hello and welcome to the recorded upper body and balance session. Before we get started on the video, please go warm up if you haven't already. A link will be attached below. Other than that, feel free to have water on hand or to play some music, as this recording will not have any. As well, please always remember to listen to your body. And saying that, let's get started. So the first exercise today is an airplane twist and an airplane. So as shown by Tessa and Allison here, airplane twist as that extra element of dynamic balance, opening up through the hips. The next exercise we will complete is an overhead alternating press. So grabbing some dumbbells, you're going to press your dumbbell overhead and bring it back down, or do a lateral raise as Allison's doing with bent arms. Next is an inline heel pop. So another balanced challenger, going heel to toe on the way forward and then toe to heel on the way back, rising up onto our toes. All right, after that brief summary, we should be good to get started. So let's go ahead and start with our airplane twists. And let's go. Timer's on. So with our left side variation, we're going to send our back foot back toward the wall, hinging forward at the hips as one motion, just like a drinking bird, and then opening up through the hips through rotation, and then driving your knee back up to the top. Similarly, the left side variation just sends your back leg back, hinge forward, and then knee up. Key of this one is focusing on where your balance is coming from. 3, 2, 1, switching sides. So with this, take notice if you have a stronger or weaker side in terms of balance, and focus on getting that back leg all the way back. Some common errors would be keeping your leg a little lower, but hinging forward at the hips. What I'd like you to do with this one is, if you need, you can go in front of a wall, hang on, and try to get that hinge hip all up the way forward, sending your leg backward behind you. Again, think drinking bird. Beautiful. 3, 2, 1. I'll pause the video while you go grab dumbbells. Okay, let's get back to it. With this one, we want to press overhead on the left side variation. Beautiful. For some additional challenge, you can leave your arms at 90 degrees to maintain some isometric tension. The left side variation, you're going to bend your elbows to a comfortable position and rise up. This one, you're going to be feeling majority of the work in your deltoids. Good. Fantastic work. There's another 20 seconds. All right, as always, remember keeping your shoulders down and back when we're exercising. Being in a staggered stance as you feel comfortable. Perfect. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Working on our dynamic balance now. We're going to go our inline heel pop. So walking in a straight line, we're going to go heel, toe, pop, up. And then on the way back, heel, toe, heel, pop, up. With the left-sided variation, you can also do a hurdle walk. So that's when you're bringing your legs out to the side on the way forward and then bringing it in front. On the way back, you're going to bring it from the front to the side and behind, as demonstrated right here. Perfect. Side, front, heel, toe. Beautiful. 10 seconds left. That heel pop, being cognizant of what your ankles are doing. Good. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Take a 15-second break, grab some water, change up your music a little bit. 10 seconds left. And we're going to go through this 3 times. All right, let's get back to it and go. All right, back to this one. We're focusing on our balance through that standing leg. Ensure that you have a slight bend in that knee. And then hip hinge, sending your back leg all the way back to the back wall and rotating through your hips. That rotation adds a different element of difficulty. So if you need to adjust it, feel free to do the left-sided variation as you feel comfortable. Fantastic. 2, 1, and switch legs. Assess, see which leg might feel better for you if you're left and right. Perfect. Ten seconds left in this exercise. Remember to keep your core tight. 3, 2, 1. And grab your weights. We're gonna do our alternating press or bent arm lateral fly. 2, 1, and go. Beautiful. All right, with this one, making sure we're in a staggered stance. With the right side variation, we want to alternate arms. If you'd like to make it a little more challenging, you can bring those dumbbells to 90 degrees, holding it 90 degrees from your body, maintaining some isometric tension through your shoulders. Beautiful. Bent arm lateral fly, fantastic. It's working through our deltoids. Feel free to bend your arms as much as needed in order to get those dumbbells up. If you're having to bend more than 90 degrees, I would consider grabbing a lighter weight for your dumbbells. 3, 2, 1, inline walk. Putting down our dumbbells, we're gonna do that heel toe pop. The main component to balance here comes on our toes. So the longer we stay on our toes, the more we're gonna have to balance. Fantastic. Toes, heel, pop. Beautiful. The left side variation, focusing on keeping those knees up high. Beautiful. Good. If you're having some issues with your balance, try to look forward at something, an object in front of you, or stay close to a wall and grab on as you need. 3, 2, 1. Take a break, grab some water. All right. While we're waiting, please assess on how you're feeling. Choose variations that you feel comfortable with, yet are still challenging for you in your level. 3, 2, 1. Let's go back to those airplanes. Beautiful. With this one, you want to be rotating in the direction that opens your body up. So hip opening. If you're rotating the other way, it might be a little uncomfortable and quite challenging. Beautiful. Using your arms out for balance. 3, 2, 1. Good. Kick that back leg out behind you and then rise up through the knee. Halfway there, 15 seconds left on this leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get into that overhead press. Grabbing our dumbbells, pressing overhead. Beautiful. Feel free to try both these movements out. If you have any shoulder pain, give both of them a try, see which one might feel better for you. They are both challenging. Perfect. The more you extend your arm in that bent arm lateral fly, the more difficult it will be. The closer you bring it in, the easier it will be. If you're finding it still pretty tough, feel free to drop the weight a bit. 3, 2, 1. All right, heel toe pop. This one's all about balance. So as you need, you might want to walk along a wall, stare at an object in front of you, anything you need. Perfect. Other words, you can do the hurdle walk as well, doing that high knee, bringing it around. With this one, be aware if you're looking at your feet. If you're looking at your feet, try to look up. Make it a little bit challenging. 3, 2, 1, and break. During this break, we're going to talk about our next set, which consists of 2 exercises. So the first one we're going to do is a single leg, single arm isometric dumbbell curl. Bit of a mouthful. All right, with this one, you're going to hold one arm at 90 degrees. The other arm will be doing the bicep curling, fully extending, and then lifting up while you're standing on one leg. So I want the opposite arm, opposite leg. So when you're curling, I want that to be the very leg you're standing on. All right, let's talk about the next one. A 3-point bent over row with rotation. All right, so this right side variation, you're gonna grab onto a low object, such as a bench or a chair. In a staggered stance, you're gonna do your bent over row, fully extending through the shoulder and then rotating up through the top. The other variation, you're doing a more upright bent over row. This is more tricep focused than it is scapular muscle based. So feel free to choose a variation that works for you. All right, let's get into it. Beautiful. And we'll start in 3, 2, 1. All right, one leg on the ground, one up at 90 degrees. Same thing with your arms. One arm holding the dumbbell at 90 degrees, the other curling, fully extending to the bottom, curling up to the top. The right-sided variation, you're standing on one foot doing a forward tap, side tap, back tap with both arms in that isometric position. This isometric tension will also help us build our muscles. 3, 2, 1, switching arms. All right, standing on the opposite leg, we're also going to switch arms. This is a bit of a kill two birds, one stone situation where we're able to work on our balance as well as our upper body. Perfect. While we're doing this, I want you to assess what your balance is feeling like. Think of any points of instability you might be feeling. 3, 2, 1. I'll give you a second to readjust here. Grab onto a bench or a chair, and let's do this. Right-sided variation, we're adding in that rotation. So we're dropping our shoulder all the way down and fully extending at the top. Sorry, at the bottom. Fully extending at the bottom, full flexion at the top. Beautiful. All right. This one is a staggered stance. Your other leg is in front, and then your same leg as the same side of your body that's rowing is behind you. 3, 2, 1, switch. Talking about the left side variation now. We're holding a higher up object, still maintaining that neutral spine position. However, you're not rotating. This might be better for people with spinal osteoporosis, so determine that level for yourself and choose accordingly. Perfect. Focus on that full extension on that left side variation, squeezing all the way up. 3, 2, 1. We're going into a break. Great work. Grab some water and assess how you're feeling right now. All right, we'll get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Perfect. I want you to start off on the leg that we ended off on last time. So doing that same motion, standing on the leg, other leg up. The unused arm is at 90 degrees. The other arm is curling all the way down, all the way up. This is a lot of bicep work. You should feel this at the front of your arms. Same as the left side or right side variation, sorry. Forward, side, backward. Beautiful. And switch legs, switch arms as well. As you might feel that the second round, this might start feeling tough. If you need to, lower your weight, but maintain that form. Good. Try to keep those arms at 90 degrees as you drop. It will reduce the tension, but try to keep them up. 3, 2, 1. Grab onto a chair or a bench, and let's do it. Beautiful. Dropping it all the way down in full flexion at the top. Good. You should be feeling this in your upper back and scapular muscles. What I want to avoid is any low back pain. So for that, maintaining your neutral spine. And then when you're rotating, please be cautious and aware if you have any spinal osteoporosis. And switch sides. Perfect. So with that change in sides, you're switching opposite leg in front, and you're switching your arm. All right, I want you to think about how you felt on the last one. I want you to think of which side might be a little easier or harder for you. 2, 1, and break. Great work. One last time through. All right, let's do it one last time. Getting into that first position, standing on one leg. If you're choosing the left side variation, you're going to bring your knee up, that arm held at 90 degrees, other arm curling. I want you to be aware of where your head is doing. If you're starting to crane your neck forward, bring it back. Remember that neutral spine position, shoulders down and back. Good. And then think about our points of contact, our ankle, our knee, and our hip, and think about what they're doing. 2, 1, and switch sides. Great work. This is the last time through this set. As previously mentioned, this might start to feel pretty heavy. Feel free to lighten the weights if you need to. Three, 2, 1, and switch. We're going to go into that 3-point dumbbell bent over row with a rotation for the left side variation. Otherwise, you're going to do the elevated 3-point bent over row. 3 points because 2 feet touching the ground, 1 hand on the bench. So that's our 3 points of contact. Beautiful full extension at the bottom and full flexion at the top. Three, 2, 1, and switch sides. So if you've practiced a bent over row before, you might know that this is a bit of exaggeration of the movement, adding that twist at the top. So your shoulders are no longer square with that left side variation because there's a rotation. Go to a depth that is comfortable for you. 3, 2, 1. Great work. During this break, I want us to talk about our next set. So our next one is a 2-way chest press with dumbbells. This one can be done on a chair or the floor, hands facing toward each other, rotating out, hands facing toward your other wall. Beautiful. Next one, staying in that seated or laying down position, you're going to get into a skull crusher. So hands facing toward each other, you can bring the dumbbells beside your ears and back up. Your upper arms are staying still and staying at 90 degrees to your body. An alternative to this one is you can grab both ends of the dumbbell, of a single dumbbell, and drop it down toward your head and back up. Great. Next one is a push-up plus. So we're going to do a push-up, and then we're going to do scapular retraction at the top. Then we can do this one on our knees or toes, whatever's comfortable for you. Alternatively, you can do this on a chair or a wall and just do the scapular retraction motions. All right, let's get into this last series here. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. All right, doing our dumbbell press, hands facing toward the wall, rotating our hands, hands facing toward each other. We should start feeling this one in our shoulders, the front of our shoulders, and our chest. Beautiful. And that left side variation is if you do not like laying on the ground, you can do it on a chair. This might become a little more shoulder based if you choose to do it on the chair. So if you'd prefer feeling it more in your chest or pec muscles, you can choose this one laying down. 3, 2, 1, and skull crusher. All right, upper arms at 90 degrees to your body, and then dropping your hands toward you. You want to drop it beside your ears. However, if you choose to do it with one dumbbell, if you're struggling with the coordination, you can hold each end of the bell, bring it toward your forehead, and back up. Key thing with that is that you're choosing that safely and you're able to stop before your forehead. I think we all know why. All right, and if you're doing it on the chair as well, same thing, holding it 90 degrees to your body, flexing and extending. As always, choosing a weight that's challenging for you. 3, 2, 1. Let's get into that push-up plus. So if you're choosing to do the full push-up variation, you're going to push up and then retract your scapular muscles. So it's like pulling your shoulder blades back while letting your body sink forward, and then you're going to fully extend them. Good. In the left side variation, you're letting your body almost sink into your scapula and then going back up. Just like when you're trying to sit in your desk at work and you realize you're slouching, you pull your shoulders back. That's the same motion that I want us doing here. Those push-ups, though, could be done on your knees, on your toes, whatever you feel comfortable with. 3, 2, 1. Great work. That's round 1 of 3. I want you to assess how you're feeling, how these exercises made you feel. All right, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, laying on the floor, we're back to our chest press or on our chair. Same thing, rotating our hands so that's facing toward the wall and then toward each other. With the chair variation, you might want to choose lighter weights than if you were on the ground, just because we don't want to put too much strain on your shoulders. Good. When you're laying on the ground, you can scoot your feet in toward you to maintain that neutral spine position. It's frequently more comfortable than when you're laying with your legs flat. 3, 2, 1, skull crushers. So taking those dumbbells, rotating them so that your hands are facing toward each other, bring it down beside your ears and back up. Fantastic. Keep up the great work. This one, you're going to start feeling it along your triceps, which is the back of your arm. Key here is that we're not dropping the upper arms down as well. We want those to stay at 90 degrees and hinge at the elbows. 3, 2, 1, turning over. We're going to get into those push-up plus or scapular retractions. So this one can also be done on the wall if you choose, especially if you're just choosing the scapular retractions, putting both your arms on or your hands and just doing that, the scapular retraction motion. Same as what I said earlier, just like when you're trying to fix your posture, the first thing you do, pull your shoulders down and back. Good. It's like letting your body sink down while having your scapulars stay there and then squeezing to bring it back up. 10 seconds left. Great work. 3, 2, 1, and break. Great work. Grab some water, change up the playlist, and let's get ready for our next one. Just think about how you're feeling right now. And let's get going. All right, hands facing toward each other. Rotate, hands facing down toward your feet. Great work. This one, you can, if you're on a bench as well, you can drop your arms all the way to the same level as your body and back up. When you're laying on the ground, you have the ground to stop you. Good. All right, this is a fantastic exercise because it changes it up a little bit, focuses on our shoulders and triceps, and then to our chest as we rotate. 3, 2, 1, skull crushers. This is our last skull crusher. Hinging at the elbows. And if you're starting to notice that you might have issues with your coordination, work on it a little bit. Try to get those 2 dumbbells to align. And if that's just not working for you, feel free to grab the bells on each side of a dumbbell and bring it up. It's also a good variation if you're starting to feel any sort of elbow impingement. Feel free to switch up the hand positioning. We're over halfway there with just 10 seconds of these left. 3, 2, 1, going into those push-up plus retractions. Beautiful. Doing this one from your toes or knees as you feel comfortable. As a good start, if you don't fully understand the motion, feel free to stand up first, put your arms in front of you, and try that scapular retraction with no weight. Then as you progress, you can try the scapular retractions on the wall, then on a bench, and then on the floor with a push-up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fantastic work. You are all done this session. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Thanks.